Garbage day! Huh? No!
So this is what I'm in for a sequel, huh? Huh. Hey guys, how is everybody doing? Continuing the Silent Night Deadly Night review series, here are my thoughts on Silent Night Deadly Night Part 2. Now, before I really begin, this movie is going to be hard to review. Why? Because this movie, at the beginning of the film, the first 40 minutes of the film is just a recap of the original film, and apparently the original idea for the sequel was apparently the production company only gave this movie like a limited budget, and what they planned on doing is taking the original film, cutting it down just a little bit, and re-releasing it so they can get more money and make more money before the theaters decided to take down the film because of angry parents protesting against the film. But apparently the director and screenwriter didn't really want that, and so he decided to add something new to the film to give the audience something new as they came to watch this, and he even edited the film himself. So this film is kind of going to be hard to review because there's nothing really going on until after that 40-minute mark. But the positives on some things that I actually did kind of like is one thing I found was interesting was that every time Ricky sees the color red, there's something kind of triggers him to where if he sees something red, something triggers him to kill somebody. Now, but when we get to Silent Night Deadly Night Part 3, that plays a bigger role in the film, but in this film, it kind of takes a blend of people being naughty and the colored red. For instance, there's a part in the film to where there's a scene where this guy has a red handkerchief, and Ricky doesn't stop this guy beating up this guy in the alley, but until he pulls out the red handkerchief, he does something, and that kind of continues throughout the movie because every time he sees the colored red when somebody's being naughty or something happens, then he kind of freaks out and does something about it every time he sees the color red. Now again, it doesn't really go this as far in this movie until part 3, but I did kind of like that, and it was something interesting and refreshing. Some people might not like it, some people might hate it. I found it more interesting than more than I loved it or hated it. Speaking of kills, my final positive is my favorite kill in this entire movie, and that involves an umbrella kill. There's this guy named Rocco. No, not that Rocco. To where he takes an umbrella and he stabs him with it, and then he opens it, and then he leaves him dead. And one funny part I actually kind of saw myself giggling at was the part where it started to rain and the umbrella was kind of covering up the body. That's some pretty good black comedy, and I'm not talking about Tyler Perry movies. Hmm. Moving on to my negatives, the acting is in this movie is god awful, especially by Eric Freeman.
Shoot. It's your dime. It's my dime. Who killed your parents? You really want to know? Who, Ricky? Who did it? Santa Claus.
Now, a lot of people kind of only remember him in this movie because just how bad his acting is. And I see why. And I think everybody knows what this movie is for. And as you saw at the beginning of the video, and that is
Garbage day! Huh? No!
yes, Garbage Day. And because of that one horrible line delivery and one horrible sequence, it lives on forever as a meme and a joke. And I kinda understand why. It's pretty bad. And yeah, acting wise, it's like horrible. And to where like people will be like, leave us alone, and like they'll just say like random ass lines, and it's just like, please redo it. I don't know why the acting in this movie is bad, but it makes the movie really memorable just because of that reason. And it also makes me fucking laugh every time. I don't know why. At the beginning of this video, when I said that the first 40 minutes of this movie just recap the original movie, film does exactly that and takes up 40 minutes of my goddamn time of a movie I already watched and just recently reviewed. I don't give a shit that I need to watch a recap. I'd rather skip the first 40 minutes. There's like no point to it.
Serious?
If anything, it's only there to just fit up the runtime. I guarantee you they didn't have any more ideas to fill out 40 minutes. So maybe since they also wanted the film, this film wanted to be the original film and just re-release it. I guarantee you what they wanted to do as well was to make an actual sequel, but they didn't know what to do for the first 40 goddamn minutes of the film. So they just took chunks out of the original film, snipped it down a little bit to make it only 40 minutes long and then added it to this movie just for it to make sense. But this movie like came out like 2 or 3 years after the release of the original. I think people would probably remember what happened in the original film. Why the 40-minute recap? It takes god fucking ever. I saw a lot of criticisms on the original film that you can really tell that it's a low budget. Yeah, you can kind of tell that it's a low budget, but compared to the next few films, that film looks like it was made for $5 million. And especially watching this film, you can really tell that it is a low ass budget, and to where it's like a really bad B movie type film. To where I think the original had that B movie type of humor in there, and it kind of fit like that B humor type thing. But this movie just does not fit that, and the low budget really kills this film because it comes down to audio, acting, and you can really tell that the cinematography wise, it's just like boring color and like color. And this movie also just kind of like looks weird too. I don't know if it's just me, but it just looks weird. But to where you can really tell that it's a low budget. It's mainly the audio that kills the film with the low budget, to where it sounds so weird, but at the same time, it kind of fits the film. But it really distracts me watching this entire fucking movie, realizing that it's a low budget, and it kills me not to groan or roll my eyes for how bad the budget is for this film. For my final negative, and this can go with the low budget and the acting thing, this movie is goofy somehow. This movie is supposed to be a darkly serious film. I call bullshit on that because this movie is funny as shit in some moments to where I feel it shouldn't be funny. Like there's a part where Ricky will laugh like really stupidly for some reason to where it's just like, why are you laughing like that? Well, what's the point? Why is that your laugh to where it's just like it's like what the fuck you doing, buddy? Oh no, and there's like points where like the acting just makes me laugh so hard that how bad it really is. It's like I don't know why this movie is so goofy to where it makes me just want to laugh for hours. It's so funny. All in all, guys, I think this movie's fine. I don't hate the film, and I guess you could say that this movie is one of those movies to where it's so bad that it's good. But at the same time, this movie is just so dumb to where it's just not even watchable. To where it's just like boring, you don't really care. The first 40 minutes really kill the opening of this film, and you're sitting there going, this is what I'm in store for, huh? I'm not excited for it. But, eh, anyways, maybe if you didn't see the original Silent Night, Deadly Night, maybe you'll like this one not knowing what you're about to watch. But, just as a generic film and a sequel to Silent Night, Deadly Night, I'm just gonna tell you to go ahead and skip it. What do you guys think about Silent Night, Deadly Night Part 2? This video's a little shorter. I told you there's not much things to share. There's not much to talk about. But let me know if you guys think about this movie, if you have seen it. Do you like this movie? Do you not like this movie? Let me know in the comments below, and we will talk about it. If you like this video, like it. If you love it, subscribe, hit the bell notification so you will get notified for my latest videos. And of course, until my next video, see you all next time.